Hello everyone and welcome to Burn Your Books, Open Your Mind. I am your friend and host BYBOYM and you are watching Foundation for NEET. In our journey of understanding life processes, we are going to finish digestion and absorption with the last topic, disorders of digestive system. So in this video, we are going to take a look at some of the disorders of digestive system such as jaundice, inflammation, diarrhea, constipation, indigestion and vomiting. The first disorder that we are going to discuss today is jaundice. The affected organ in jaundice is one of the associated digestive glands, that is the liver. If you have missed the video on liver, check the link in the description or click here. Jaundice results from the accumulation of high levels of bilirubin, a bile pigment. The increase in the level of bilirubin in the blood is a result of either too much bilirubin production or the liver's incapability to metabolize bilirubin as quickly as required. This means that bilirubin levels in the blood are high because bilirubin production is high, and ultimately the liver may not be able to cope with the increasing levels of bilirubin. So where does this bilirubin comes from? Almost 80% of the bilirubin comes from the breakdown of hemoglobin in dead RBCs and prematurely destroyed erythroid cells in the bone marrow. So basically speaking, bilirubin comes from the breakdown of old RBCs. So jaundice is an indicator of what type of underlying condition? Well, jaundice could be an indicator for conditions such as heme metabolism, liver dysfunction, and blockage of the biliary tract. So what are the symptoms of jaundice? The accumulation of bile results in a color change to yellow that is visible in parts such as skin, mucous membranes, and white of the eye, also known as sclera. So what are the causes of jaundice then? Causes of jaundice include gallstones, hepatitis, tumor, side effects of certain medicines, and excessive alcohol consumption. In adults, mild jaundice does not require any treatment but only dietary changes. Newborns and old age people remain at a higher risk of jaundice. So how can you prevent jaundice? Number 1, by having a balanced diet. Number 2, by having regular physical exercises. Number 3, limiting alcohol consumption. And number 4, avoiding food that could possibly be contaminated with harmful chemicals or toxins. Now coming to our next disorder of the digestive system, inflammation. The most common problem associated with the gastrointestinal tract is inflammation due to infections. What is inflammation? Inflammation is the body's natural response to injury or infection. The infections may be bacterial, viral, or caused by parasites of the intestine such as flatworms, roundworms, tapeworms, hookworm, whipworm. So how could you know if you have intestinal worms? Well, worms eventually pass through the digestive system and are excreted in feces. If you don't see any physical signs of having worms, still there is a good possibility that you might have these worms. How could you tell? Well, check for signs of worms in the stool. Do you know that intestinal worm infections are also called STH, soil transmitted helminth infections? Now coming to our third disorder, diarrhea. It takes around 12 to 24 hours for food material to travel the entire length of the colon. There are situations where the lining of the colon is irritated or inflamed, for instance during bacterial or viral infection or due to food poisoning, antibiotic use, or drinking contaminated water. So what is diarrhea? Diarrhea is the abnormal frequency of bowel movement with increased liquidity of fecal discharge resulting in poor absorption of food. The increased liquidity or watery stool is the result of less reabsorption of water in the intestine. If you have missed the video on small and large intestine, check the link in the description or click here. Now coming back, severe or chronic diarrhea can lead to dehydration or water loss from the body. Some ways to improve the condition are: number 1, by drinking plenty of fluids; number 2, by avoiding caffeine and alcohol as they both get you dehydrated. Now coming to our next disorder, constipation. The feces are retained within the colon in constipation due to irregular bowel movements. This could occur when too much water is reabsorbed and the stool may become hard, dry and difficult to pass. How could you improve this condition? By eating more fiber-rich food such as fruits, vegetables and cereals. Fiber helps to soften the stool and bulk it up. A change in lifestyle such as introducing yoga could be very beneficial. Regular physical exercises, drinking enough fluids are also suggested. Now coming to our next disorder, indigestion. In indigestion, the food is not properly digested and there is a feeling of fullness. Causes may include insufficient enzyme secretion, anxiety, food poisoning, overeating, or eating spicy food. Now what is vomiting or throwing up? Well, vomiting refers to the ejection of stomach content through the mouth. It is usually preceded by a feeling of nausea. It is a reflex action under the control of the vomiting center in the medulla of the brain. Some of the common causes of vomiting are food poisoning, motion sickness, excessive alcohol or drug consumption, and gas in stomach. So if you like our content, hit the like button, leave your thoughts in the comment section below and share it with your friends. If you are new to our channel, hit the bell button and subscribe our channel. This was all in this video guys. See you in the next video.